Okay, so to set the scene, we're in your office, obviously,
Furniture's looking good.
and this is shortly after the family reunion. That was just a few months ago. Everything that's been going on, there's been a lot of stress on your plate because there were quite a few artifacts that belonged to Augustus Giovanni that had gotten into the hands of a gangrel by the name of Michael Castle, who has been auctioning them off all over the country. All over the world, really. He's spreading those things everywhere. The biggest item on Michael Castle's docket, utilizing some anarchs your family actually got their hands on for a little bit. Got their hands on this thing called the Venetian urn, which was dug up in Augustus Giovanni's own haven in Venice, shortly after his supposed death. The head of your family's dead. And if you wouldn't doubt it, but the damn Hikata lost it again. Within a couple days after getting their hands on it, one of the elder members by the name of Mora took off with it. That's after summoning some thing they were calling Arisen that was terror-assing all over town and killed half a dozen people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of paperwork involved in this stuff, and that usually falls on the Milliner family.
Yeah.
There were some hits issued by the Asano family, which is a Japanese branch of the Giovanni, or Hikata, as they're calling themselves now, but publicly you're still Giovanni. There's some cars that have been ruined, gone through some hectic events.
Gone through some other cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Putinesca are handling that fairly well, but the money trails, the paper trails, that all gets thrown on you. They're doing their best to make you comfortable. Mother Anya, who's the quote-unquote head of the family in this area, she's doing her best. But she's so airy and flighty. Like, all she's missing is rainbow suspenders and a carpeted gymnasium to be a freaking youth pastor at some crappy Sunday school. But you can tell also, just with your ability to read people, she's not really in charge. She's, if not a puppet, she's a face. And that's it. There's also possibilities of the circulatory system getting wrapped into some of the stuff that Kindred are doing in this city. The Camarilla are on the verge of pulling out of Portland. That doesn't happen very often that you've seen. But there is a small restaurant in the Pearl District called the Penny Diners Club. And it's a all Kindred establishment that runs straight off money. No favors, none of the usual Camarilla crap that they usually pull. But the owner seems a little hesitant to do work with you. Young kid named John. His sire is apparently some bigwig in the Camarilla in the city, but if they're pulling out, there's a good chance she'll be out of the way soon. But it's just more paperwork. You've been taking a nice regimen of baby aspirin, as per your doctor's orders. But you get this tightness in your chest from time to time. Then there's Tommy. Good kid, but he's got the drive to start projects.
But he doesn't finish things like Janet would.
Exactly. His sister is a lot more. She's a lot more of a do-getter, or she's a lot more of a go-getter, but she's also working underneath, and that phrase is sickening considering what he might be doing with her. She's also working underneath Sal Pudneska, who his filing system might as well be considered trash. But she's doing her job. She's getting her stuff done. She's not taking any shit from anybody, but she's getting it done. But Tommy is doing favors for the family, back and forth. You have no idea who his boss is from time to time. Last person you knew he was talking to was some Martin Luther Black guy, and you've never even met him. You've only heard the name, and he's supposed to be young. Probably even younger than Tommy, really. So there's no order of operations. You've got the tick of the clock on the wall. You've got the occasional bubbles of the water cooler in the corner. And you've got your bottle of aspirin on the table. And those seem to be the only things that are offering any kind of comfort from any of the stress that you're going through, except for that bottle of bourbon in the drawer.
Well, Buzz Moses.
Okay. Yeah, boss.
Hey, Moses. When's the last time that you might have seen Tommy around the office?
Tommy? What's today? Tuesday? Thursday? Maybe?
Do you know what he's up to lately?
Last thing I heard, he was running over to that Valentino guy, the funeral home, to pick up some preserved goods for the system.
And that was Thursday.
Yeah, it was Thursday. I don't know what he was doing after that, but that was the last thing we actually had on the schedule for him.
Did he come back with the preserves?
I believe he took it straight to Sal.
To Sal. Did Sal send over a receipt, any chance?
It's coming.
It's coming. Sal called?
No, Janet sent an email.
Janet emailed. Moses, I'd like you to go on down to Sal's yourself. Just ask him about Tommy's whereabouts. Make sure everything went right. See what you can find out.
All right. Yeah, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't have to make these sorts of checks if we kept a little tighter house on these things.
No, I completely understand. This is definitely not like Boston.
Mm-hmm. So, you have a good time down there.
All right. You know he's not happy about that. Nobody really likes checking in on Sal.
Yeah, well, if Moses wouldn't leave Tommy's whereabouts as a mystery for days and days on end after a job, he wouldn't have to go talk to Sal. So that might motivate him to be a little more proactive.
I can see that being something that comes up quite often. Moses may have in the past said something back, but he knows better than to say that. His common argument is since Tommy was embraced, or since Tommy was made, he'll say, not really his place to check in on higher family members.
Well, Moses would know my opinion on that, which is, yes, Tommy's made. And no, it's not Moses's job. As it's not Moses Milliner, person of the family's job to keep up with Tommy. But Tommy's my grandson, and it's my job to keep up with my grandson, whether he's made, unmade, purple, or anything else that might ever happen. And it is Moses Milner's job as Moses Milliner, my employee, to keep up with the things that are important in my life.
Like I said, Moses isn't arguing.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, this is a dead horse that he's no longer willing to kick.
Good. Well, I just think I got one in the ribs on that one, so maybe the point will stick.
Now, the biggest, or the newest pile of paperwork that has appeared was maybe a week ago or so in the exact same cemetery that a few months ago this teacher and some student he was sleeping with got murdered by that risen. That is family responsibility. 2 cops disappeared on a dispatch. Now, you also happen to know that this is around the same time that Sal Pudineska brought another one into the fold. And there's a good chance that the embrace of one of his knee breakers by the name of Lorenzo, who has a little bit of a reputation on him, happened in that cemetery. There's a good chance that those 2 cops were part of the initiation. You also know that Lorenzo and Sal, and also the 2 Sonnies, Sonny Black, which you know personally, and Sonny Red, they were responsible for the removal of an elder family member who did not want to go along with the blending of the families. An Alessandro Giovanni from Italy, who has not been seen in a couple weeks. Dealing with the paperwork involving the death of an elder family member is a lot. Because even if you weren't even in the same state, a lot of the blame shifts to the person who's pushing the pen.
Why couldn't they pick something a little more low scale than police officers for that, too?
Could have been an accident.
Accident just means lack of preparedness.
Oh, definitely.
I don't have the same kind of levers to pull in this state.
Now, one other thing, because there's always one other thing. In your little side tray on your desk that holds all the papers to do. is another one with a fun little it's an ownership dispute of a house in Fulton. Not too far from Sal's.
Full.
It's apparently reports of a lot of gunshots that happened there not too many nights ago. Police report, which is heavily redacted. And it also has a one of those legal pads, the yellow paper. It's got some strange ingredients listed on it.
Ingredients.
Like, one of them actually just says fog juice. Like you buy at a Party City. It's an interesting read. It's a morbid read. Talks about finding people who has an address of a depression helpline clinic. It's got a couple names written on it. Talks about taking their blood out, mixing it with the fog juice, letting it sit for a few days, putting it in a microwave microwave safe container, stirring for 5 minutes, drink it, and then being able to create fog.
What the hell is this?
It's marked down as haze. It's just more. It's more weird shit that your family always tends to pile on you. And they don't even say anything about it. They're just like, get this taken care of.
Property dispute. Hey, John.
Yeah. Sorry. What? Yes, sir.
Who's that clerk down at the records office? The one with the long hair and the.
Are you talking about that Kyle guy?
Yeah. Kyle. Want you to write down. See if we Thursday morning, is that open for me?
I can shift some stuff around. There's nothing in here that's too important. You can always send Moses to get your laundry.
Send Moses to get the laundry. I need to get over there and sort this out.
All right, 10 a.m. All right?
It'll have to. Can we do it? No, they're government. They're not going to be open any earlier.
One other thing. It's approaching 10. You have no idea what he's talking about.
What's my watch say?
It's like 9:55 p.m.
And?
Your meeting at 10? You have no idea what he's talking about.
And who am I meeting at 10?
Miss Roma. Anna Roma. I think she's part of the tower, sir.
Oh, fabulous. Just what I need.
Yeah, you don't like the way they look at you. Every time you meet up with somebody from the tower, they have that look of your food. But nobody's been dumb enough to at least overtly use disciplines on you.
So, when did that get added to the schedule?
I think yesterday. Yeah, last night Moses was supposed to tell you.
Okay. Was Moses supposed to tell me what she wants?
Given what we're talking about here, it says PDC, so I'm assuming it's the Penny Diners.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to want you in here for that.
All right.
Well, 2 minutes now. All right.
Do you need me to prep anything for you, sir? I'd say to get drinks ready, but I don't know if that's really going to be needed.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything for the tower to drink handy. But if they're going to be in my office, you've got your typewriter somewhere you can get at it?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't need to be out anywhere, but we'll see.
Should I record this meeting, sir?
When did you stop recording things?
I always just like to double check.
Okay, good. Well, they'll be here any minute, and knowing them, they'll be punctual. So why don't you just lead them on in and then sit in the back, and you can put the case next to where you're going to go right now. Hit the door buzz.
He does what's told. He makes sure that the recorder that you have hidden in a small wood panel in your wall is running now. So you know that he knows that you like to try to keep things old-fashioned. The more technology you get involved in things, the harder it is to keep track of stuff.
Nobody ever had trouble with the tape going wandering unless the tape went wandering.
Exactly. You know that the Penny Diners Club is a big thing. There's plenty of them all over the country, and there's a good amount of them that have connections with the circulatory system. This one's relatively new. Started by some big shot Camarillah's child, probably pulling her weight to get him into what he needs to get into, bypassing the system of working to get what you actually deserve. Camarillah don't typically bother you guys, but over the past few months there's been a little bit more leaning in, and there's a lot of jokes about ticking clocks and time running out that kind of probably go over your head when it comes to that kind of thing, because as you understand it, there is a strict no political blending with the family and the Ivory Tower. So 9:05 comes around and she's not here. That ticking sound from the clock is just there. (9:10), same thing.
God, these pricks.
9:17 and 45 seconds. You hear the elevator ding. You can hear the muffled conversation that's happening. And it sounds pleasant. It sounds pleasant enough. You hear laughter. You hear a woman's voice. You really can't make out what they're saying through the walls with the closed door.
That's why I got my finger on the intercom.
Okay. But, so you're listening to? Okay. There's apologizing for being late. There's multiple voices you hear at this point. You hear John's voice. You hear Anna Roma's voice. Very melodic, free-spirited. You hear John offer 2 other people who are there a drink. If he needs to grab them coffee or water or even a soda, if they're interested in that, he offers a Coke. They say no. And then you get a knock on your door.
Come in. Buzz open.
Okay. Door opens, and John walks in, followed by a beautifully overdressed woman. This is a woman who's taking time to make herself as a woman should look. And 2 men who are well dressed, obviously bodyguards. The 2 men actually...
It's lovely to see you again.
It's nice to see you too. Her 2 guards stand on the outside of your door. John takes the comfortable vintage chair off to the corner and motions that he's available if you need him for anything. And Anna takes your hand. She doesn't shake it. She just holds it for a second. And
So what brings you out here this wonderful evening? You look as ravishing as ever.
Well, thank you very much. I need your services, and I think you know that. We're doing very well at the Penny Diners. We could be doing better.
Well, we're always interested in helping those who recognize the value that we bring to the situation.
Oh, definitely. We have a wonderful staff of entrees. We'll put it that way. Being able to keep up with the demand, however, and individuals who are looking for both in-house and preserved is something that I think that you might be able to help with.
So you're looking to expand the menu.
Oh, yes. I don't want my workers being exhausted because of the demand. That would cut it.
Okay. Well, I do believe that we might have some ability to do that, but can I get just like a quick eyeball on like what I'm thinking her motivation in all this is?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. You can go ahead and roll.
Because I'm not necessarily trusting that it's face value.
Oh, yeah, by all means. You can go ahead and roll a wits plus insight if you'd like to.
But first I'll knock something over.
That's fine. I believe that's 6 dice for you.
Yes. Which means I'm just going to exile that one and roll into the tray and disregard all green dice. 1, 2, 3. 3.
Okay. This is obviously a person who seems out for themselves. But she doesn't own the Penny Diners Club. The fact that you're not discussing this with the actual owner, who is a young Toreador by the name of John Barnes, who runs the place, that's, I don't know. He doesn't seem like she works for him, you know?
Gotcha. So, if we were to get involved there, then what's John's position on this?
John's position? He owns the the diner.
True. I believe our family's made repeated discussion of that state of affairs with him. Has there been any decision made?
Well, we want your services.
I see.
That's the decision on our end. We want to be able to have an open market with the circulatory system. We find that this could be lucrative to both.
Okay, so in return for building out your menu with our own offerings, we would be afforded some type of consideration, I am sure.
Oh, definitely. What is it that your side would want from us to get us included in the system?
Well, I don't think we've made any secret that we had our eyes on the establishment for our own purposes and interests, and we're trying to make an offer to make a fair exchange of goods there, since it seemed like there might be some shift in the general situation here in the city oncoming.
I would like to point out that, yes, the tower may be backing out of the city, but the tower is not leaving the city.
The distinction between those two might be a little lost.
There's not going to be a prince, so working with us is going to become a lot more loose. There's going to be a lot less repercussions if members of the Ivory Tower decide to handle things in their own fashion.
A loosened regulatory climate means opportunity, but also risk. So, it could be beneficial for us to have a way to get more of our offerings to market, as it were, but...
It might be a good idea to figure that out before the Camarilla backs out completely. That was a threat. That was a straight out threat, and she did not hide it.
Well, it's certainly an interesting proposal. Did you want to discuss it in more detail now, or did you want this to be handled at a lower level to see what the specifics might be?
I would like to get this handled as soon as possible.
Because, of course, at the higher level, we can come to a working agreement on how things are to be handled, but do we want to get into the nitty-gritty of individual menu offerings, pairings, and...
My thought process
schedules?
is anybody who is going to be, I guess, under the employ at that should not be local. I'm looking for imports more than anything. With everything that's going on with tent cities and all that, it's very opportunistic. I don't want to take those opportunities, even if we have to pay higher prices.
How many a week? Or you're talking long term?
We were talking long term.
To the best of my ability, how to determine that up to this point? How many regular vessels do they have over there anyway?
From the research that you've seen, they've got about a dozen on staff on a rotating scale. That is, there's usually about a dozen available at any given time.
So
these people are greedy.
My understanding is that we could probably roughly double your offerings without too much concern, but your facility might be stretched for physical capacity at that point. Have you considered anything along the lines of expansion of the physical premises?
Yes, expansion is definitely on the table.
It's good to see that you're planning for the future.
We were actually thinking about taking over the old XTC Gentleman's Lounge. It's a nice, large, old building that has access to the Shanghai tunnels if needed.
And if we were to double the available offerings, we would expect a percentage, of course.
All right. What is your percentage that you would... What's the going rate, I should say?
Well, you've obviously made beginning investments in the capital and advertising. I'm going to drone on a bit here and try and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
And all this. I am trying to make it extremely evident that we're talking something very close to 50-50 here.
Okay. All right. You are going to need... You're probably going to want to go charisma plus persuasion. Your de-escalation will not count for this.
No, this is not escalating.
And your difficulty is most likely going to be 5.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
This is a near impossible thing that you're asking.
Yeah, but I don't feel very charitable to this person to begin with. And I may have made it anyway.
Really?
Colored dice only.
Yeah.
That's 2 10s, my friend.
Okay. So how many?
And 3 on top of that. It is 7.
Nice.
So, bureaucraties for the win here. Angling for that 45% stake.
That is a considerable amount.
Oh, certainly.
And our highest payers are going to be fractionated very soon.
Can I make an insight check to know what the hell she means by fractionated here?
Sure.
Because I might need to. Oh,
Sure.
shit. What was the pool? Is that also wits and insight?
I would actually go intelligence plus insight. It's going to be the same dice
values.
pool.
6. Okay.
But yeah, to figure out exactly what she means there.
Yeah, because that was mysterious as fuck. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, this isn't that hard. She did just mention how the Camarilla was going to be pulling out.
Fractionated, though. That's a term for...
You don't know, really. Like, she could be...
Is she planning on juicing?
She could be planning on killing someone. She could be planning on killing someone. But it's more likely that she's been a predator for far too long and is not using proper language for this. But she was talking about how the Camarilla, which are her main clientele, are going to be leaving. At least pulling out for the most part. But some of them are still going to be remaining. So, yeah. I think you're teetering on the fence of, is she talking about killing people, or is she talking about the fact that the Camarilla is pulling out? Because, yeah.
Yeah.
That is an awkward situation also to be in, is that What does it mean when the Camarilla gives up territory?
Camarilla doesn't do that, so
Exactly.
nobody knows. Fractionated. Fractionated. That's an interesting choice of words for someone in my business.
A lot of our customers may be leaving the city soon.
That's true, but the popularity of such a venture could substantially increase nonetheless.
Well, this is not a
Especially,
sect-specific organization.
which is good, because if this was specific, I suspect we wouldn't be talking at all.
Seriously doubt it.
Yes. So, given that you are not here as representatives of our various sects, though, I think I could speak on a preliminary basis, at least, to becoming the junior partners in this concern, as I was just intimating. It would, I think, enhance both of our interests, and if you're losing a lot of your customers, it might be a good time to put on a show.
Well, most of our advertisement is word of mouth.
And word will get around that there's more than ever before, more interesting than ever before, more exotic than ever before.
Really?
Really.
This seems lucrative.
Exactly. And as they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So with a substantially increased gross revenue, even with having to pay a very substantial finder's fee, your take home on this might be a lot higher than is currently the case. And it additionally could cement your position and holdings given the state of political flux. It's not an inconsequential side benefit either to be bringing more persons into the mix, because then you represent a greater coalition of interests. So there's a bit of a stabilization in the market. No particular market shock or force is going to impact in the same way.
Anna, as you finish your sentence, is going to whip around and look out the door just before you hear the elevator ding. And 3 people get off the elevator. Moses, Tommy, and someone that you're not the biggest fan of.
It's black, isn't it?
No, you're lucky. It's not black. It's actually another guy named Daviga. Daviga is a straight out Giovanni. He's rude. He's young. He's impulsive. I'm pretty sure he's younger than you are also. Like, just straight out. And as they're getting off and Moses sees that you all are all in a meeting, he's going to slap his hand back on Tommy. Just lightly, back of hand, touching his chest. Will look over, eyes wide open, realizes what's going on. And Daviga, seeing what's going on as well, puts his finger up over his mouth and goes and starts feigning a tiptoe across the office, being the jackass that he is.
Moses, why don't you make our new guests comfortable? I will attend to them as soon as I can.
Right away, sir. The 2 men who are with Anna one of them, who's pale-ish, he's obviously not on the ghoul standards. If he is, he's sickly. Red hair, kind of fluffy. Thin, awkward-looking individual. He, as Daviga walks by, extends his hands. They shake. They extend some pleasantries back and forth. They apparently know each other. And Anna kind of just gives him the side eye, and he gets back into position as the three miscreants that just walked in are going into one of the other offices across the hall. Probably one of the
Good.
Yeah, one of the boardrooms.
I'm very sorry about the disruption, ma'am.
Not at all. I understand that this is a business. I don't expect it to shut down just because I'm here.
Your understanding is very much appreciated.
There's a tone in her voice that suggests that she does expect everything to shut down when she's here.
It's very much appreciated, and I assure you that nothing was planned at this time.
The red-headed guard, the ginger guard, exchanges a quick word with the other one and joins them in the boardroom. Anna doesn't really seem to mind or care at that.
Okay. Interesting. So, that seems to be...
There's also a complete lack of protocol that's going on here that's really obnoxious to you. You've got that look on your face. John gets up, fills one of the little paper cups full of water, brings it over, doesn't say anything, he just sets it on your desk right next to your pills. And he goes right back to what he was doing before, sits back down in the chair, and Anna eyes the little bottle on your desk and the little cup of water and smirks. Doesn't say anything, though.
At any rate, I think we have the beginnings of a possible agreement here, and I think that the delineations I've laid out would be acceptable to my superiors.
All right. So when can we look forward to hearing back from you then?
If that's acceptable to you as well, I can probably begin deliveries by the end of the week.
By the end of the week?
We wouldn't be operating at full volume initially.
Now, obviously, there's no signing of contracts or anything, considering what kind of thing this is. So how are you handling paperwork?
Well, ultimately, we would need to position one of our team members or associates, you might prefer to call them, at the facility to act as a liaison, to be able to keep track of your needs and ensure your satisfaction with our performance.
All right.
They would be able to work with your team to ensure that the day-to-day details are taken care of. If anything needs to go into discussion at higher levels, they can be arranged there.
All right. So who would this liaison be? Would you have an idea?
To begin with, I would imagine that John will be handling the position on a temporary basis.
She looks over, he nods.
We'll find a suitable candidate to carry on the role in a more permanent mode shortly.
I would prefer to stay away from any of Salvador's family.
Your preferences are very important to us.
Good.
I will ensure that that's the case.
I don't have any political issues with him or anything like that, but he and his seem to be a little bit more familiar than I'm comfortable with.
Salvador
Giovanni. It's Salvador
in the...
Puttanesca.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that seems eminently reasonable.
This could very well open up communications with the other situation that your family's in.
Hmm.
You have no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah, I'm already reaching for the dice over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely getting my mileage out of these.
This
points
insight seems to
already.
be a good thing. Yeah.
This insight seems to be Sam would usually just hit it one more time.
Time to punch her.
And then either forget everything that was said or punch someone. That's 4.
4 successes. You know that she's probably talking about that same thing that others have talked about, where they've mentioned time running out.
The TikTok. Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Intimation at least.
But you still have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
No, but I could take that to somebody else who might.
True. This could open up a whole world of possibilities for you, considering your other issue.
I will definitely be relaying that to the most concerned parties.
Well, I mean, we're not in that much of a hurry. We've got about 6 years left and all.
6 or 60, did I hear?
6.
6. Also, that sounds a bit like a threat.
Doesn't it? It does. All right. Well, when can we resume this then?
Well, as I said, we'll be sending John with the first delivery, and he'll be available to you for your assistance for communication needs. If you wanted to speak to me personally moving forward, you need only call, of course.
All right. So then this is settled.
I think so.
Good. Good. This will help us out a lot.
I think it's of mutual benefit.
Good. She'll stand.
Get the door.
Okay. She is going to leave with one of her guards. The other one is still in the other room with Moses and Tommy. And that cup of water and your pills are highly enticing at the moment, as you can feel your blood pressure rising, your heartbeat straining.
John, a word?
Yes, sir.
Shut the door.
Shuts it. Makes sure that they're in the elevator and heading down.
Not in front of the vampires.
You just looked like you needed it.
Just not in front of the vampires. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Around that time, the
They're already looking at me like I'm a menu item myself. I don't need them rubbing in their faces.
around that time, Moses looks out the boardroom door, makes sure that nobody else is out there before opening it, and Tommy comes out and you wanted to see me?
Come on.
Now, DeLuca and that other guard is still here.
Let's get this over with. Come on in.
Okay. Just me?
You're the one I said I wanted to talk to.
Yeah, check it.
Yeah.
He steps in and shuts the door behind him.
What's with DeLuca?
John is closing up your little sealed part of the wall where the recorder is, because he's turning it off and stuff.
What's with DeLuca?
Apparently he knows the dude.
Who knows? Oh,
Apparently, yeah.
he knows the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with DeLuca being here in the office in the first place, Tommy? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, he's John. Just I'll show myself out. He leaves. So, DeLuca is
How you been, Tommy? You eating enough?
busy.
Busy?
Yeah, I'm eating.
All right.
Don't worry. Thank you, but yeah. I anyway, I was talking to Luca because he's working on something with that guy in there.
Huh. Something.
Yeah, something about a medical facility that's getting put up.
Oh, well, hey, that's always useful.
Well, that's the thing. It's a phlebotomy lab. How perfect is that?
Oh,
But yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of research to find out fortifying blood against diseases and stuff like that.
yeah, they're gonna need a lot.
Yeah, well, he's working on it, and apparently that guy in there is was a Camarilla bigwig in the city, like way back in the day.
Okay.
Name's McCarthy. He's
McCarthy. I remember McCarthy, but that's not from this context.
No, this guy was like I think he said he was a primo something. Oh, some big wig in his clan.
Prima Gin.
Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, he's the primogen of whatever his clan they are. The same one as the girl who was just in here.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
But like was not anymore. Like she is now apparently.
Okay.
Because apparently they shuffle. I don't fucking know.
Cam politics.
But DeLuca's working with him on some stuff.
Okay. Well, I just worried because I hadn't heard from you in a couple days.
No, I've just been doing runs.
Okay.
That's
well,
it.
I worry with
I know.
with your mother.
I know.
How's your sister?
Working.
Working.
Same as always.
Working's good.
She's yeah, just working the books over at the Puttanesca Auto.
Damn.
You alright?
It's just a lot of shit going down right now, Tommy. You know how these cleanups get. And we don't have the same sort of staffing or leverage that we did back in Boston.
Yeah, well, skeleton crew and all that.
So we've got all the problems and half this number of solutions. So things are a little bit thin. So I'm just glad to see that you're back, but it worries me. It would do my old heart a lot of good if you could just call and let John know.
I'm a lot harder to kill than I was before.
I know that, but I know that up here. You're never going to convince me here
I know.
not to keep an eye out. And I know that you're a lot harder to kill, but you're also mixing around with a crowd that's a lot more likely to do it.
We're just trying to get things paved with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Because, like, seriously, like, we're still trying to figure out who blew up the church.
Who blew up the church? Who did all the murders? Why in the heck they thought that? Where did Moira wander off to? There's a million loose ends.
Look, we're not going to catch her.
I don't know if I even want to.
She's older than dirt. If she doesn't want to be seen...
If she doesn't want to be caught, we're not going to catch her.
Exactly.
Just as long as she's someone else's problem for a while. But right now, we've got problems cleaning up her mess because she left stuff all over the place.
Well,
I don't have anybody in city government here.
Look, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but this isn't like Boston. There's more Cam here now. For now. And I understand that's not a full thing. But they're going to handle the cover-ups.
They're going to handle what they think they're interested in the way they want it handled.
I mean, hell, I don't agree with the whole like three-face killer thing, but like
yeah, ain't that some shit?
They got him. Right? Guy
Yeah,
gunned down and blown up on television. There's no freaking denying that they killed him.
Tommy, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything that we don't take care of, they'll take care of it. But look at that three-faced killer thing. They got that diagram plastered all over the nightly news. Now it's shit across the entire country. We can't put that anywhere, or
Yeah,
it's going to get linked to these events.
Yeah, but that's because the thing, like, painted it all over all the crime scenes.
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's different ways to handle the situation. They picked one that worked great for them. They're not going to pick one that works great for us. And that's just a little doodle. That doesn't matter that much. But there's going to be some case. If we don't keep our eyes on it, there's going to be something that they pick that we're going to really regret they did.
I know. Look, not to change the subject, have you thought about expediting any of this stuff? He walks over and starts, like, rifling through the papers on your desk and stuff. He's not disorganizing any of them, but he's just, like, flipping them around.
You know I hate when you do that.
Yeah, but, like, you're taking it all on yourself.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong about that. What am I going to do, though?
It's a lot easier now. Look, I know it's really hard for you to grasp, but, like, it's not all on the Milliner family anymore. It's not. We've got everybody pulling together now. Like, he looks over at the door as if he expects somebody to walk in as he's saying it, because you can tell that he has a little bit of the apprehension that you do. But it's not like the Giovanni are going to come in here and put their fucking boots on our neck and tell us what to do anymore. They're not in charge anymore. There's not even a high rank.
I still got the footprints there.
I get it. I know. But it's not a threat anymore.
Look,
they're not going to come in. They're not going to do any of the things that they threatened us with. They're not going to come smack us around.
Well, look, I'm glad you got a sense of optimism about the world. But I've been around the block a few times. And that print right there, if there's not a Giovanni's foot right there, that's an open spot. And
it's
somebody
an open
else
spot for
and
us
somebody else is going to find
unless
a place
we end
to
up
put
being
their
the ones
shoe.
on top. Because seriously, like, dude, Grandpa, Augustus is dead.
Yeah.
The Giovanni are the ones being held down by family who are talking about how we all have a space. That are talking about not even having the family lines drawn long term anymore. That it's fading into history.
Well, look, all right, maybe it is a brave new world, all right, and all that's going to come down and it's going to be completely different. The way I see it, though, I just have to keep the wheels turning over here, and we'll find. And you know what? You'll find out how things go long term. Me?
Can I get you to roll me a very strange?
Sure.
I need you to do 5 dice.
5 dice.
You're going to be rolling your stamina and your composure. Because although what he's saying is helpful and hopeful. 4?
4.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Cool. Go ahead and you're going to feel a sharp pain in your chest because this change is still change. Mm-hmm. It's still frustrating regardless. And that boot has been there for so long that there's a level of comfort in it.
Look, maybe things are going to be different and it's going to be a land of milk and honey. I got ulcers, all right? It's been a long time. Maybe things are going to be like that, but you know what? We'll find out. You only got to put up with me worrying about this.
You need a drink?
For like a couple of years more.
He's going to walk
John
over.
Already...
He's going to walk over to your little mini bar that you've got in the corner.
Leave off. John already got it. Oh, no.
Pour you a whiskey.
Get me the bourbon, yeah.
Get you a bourbon.
Look, I only have to hold this job down for a little bit longer. But who's going to be in
That's what I'm worrying about.
But who's going to be in charge of it at next?
Look, you showed me how to do everything.
Exactly. So, I'm just trying not to leave you a mess. All right?
Yeah. No, I get it. And this is a big deal that you're doing with them because it's circulatory system stuff, right?
Well, you know how that is. Circulatory system means what we want it to mean at any particular point.
I know.
But yeah, that's actually sounding like it's going pretty good. I'm trying to talk them into. They're not ever going to 50-50 us. You know that. They're the cam. If they did that, I think they'd throw up in their own mouths and die.
Well, what about when the cam leaves? Just seriously.
When the cam leaves, if their structure really is gone, 5 or 6 years down the line, I think we can upgrade that stake, whether they like it or not.
Well, what if the cam pulls out and we let Sal muscle him out? I'm going to need another one of those composure plus stamina. That is not business that you've ever taught him.
Is it 5 or 6?
It's 5.
Okay, that's easy. That's 3. No, yeah, it is 3.
3?
It's 3. Look.
Cool. Yeah, you're not feeling too well. You might need to sit down. And...
Look, he's hanging out with Sal a lot. I'm sure he's got his way of doing things.
I'm not trying to hang out with Sal a lot. I'm not. But I gotta make sure Janet's alright.
That's important. But look, I wouldn't use Sal for that. Because if you use Sal for that, you're going to have to give Sal his share. Sure enough, he's going to think, what's the next thing he's going to think after he pushes out the other investors besides us? Give it a little moment.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about the concept of like the families fighting against each other.
Yeah.
I'm not. The ones that kept us separated are gone.
Would you mind opening the window there?
Yeah, sure. He walks over and opens up the window. The sounds of the city come flooding in, loud, obnoxious. You're in the downtown area. Older building, as you prefer.
Yeah. It's all great to look at things and see, things could be great going forward. I don't want to be the stick in the mud on this, but if he pushes out the cam, why is he going to stick with us in the business?
Look, I know you haven't had much time to talk to Mother Anya or anything like that. But she's really pushing for this whole everybody has their place, everybody's equal.
I've heard that speech. Everybody has their place more than the equal part.
Well, she's going on an equal bend.
Yeah.
She's even saying that the Rots have a spot. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. I keep learning.
Rots do have a spot.
I keep learning all these freaking terms. I know. The Zemetti.
Yeah. Well, the Rots do have a spot. It's down at the end of the pier, 20 feet under the water, and you know it.
Yeah, but they're actually working towards teaching us. They're teaching the family members that have extracurricular activities better ways of doing them.
The extracurriculars, huh?
Respectful ways. Not taunting old family members, but working together with them.
Well, I'm all for that.
Are you okay?
Just listen.
Look, you're sweating bullets.
I got a lot on my plate, man. Just listen. Just don't be all wide-eyed. You're young.
Look,
you're supposed to be.
I'm trying to not just trust everything that they say. I understand that.
That's all I'm saying.
But we got young Giovanni, we got Milliners, we got Pisanovs. There's freaking Harbingers showing up that aren't trying to kill us. The last time you remember dealing with Harbingers was this one weird time in Boston back in like 1999 when the city was effectively on fire. Your family, this is probably actually when you really found out how the family really spent its time.
Oh.
When when a rival organization of Kindred came in and just was wiping everyone out. Not in hostile takeover, but in hostile combat. And one of the first things that you remember seeing is a Giovanni Holding being completely destroyed by a group of cultist-looking, weird, like
weirdos.
Yeah, like faces peeled off. Watching one of your old valets get shot down and then get up and attack you. After this thing, which you later learned was called a Harbinger, bled on it. It just got up and started attacking mindlessly. And this guy, Tommy, your grandson, who you trust, who's kind of foolish, a little irresponsible, is now
He's hanging out with the Harbingers.
Is now talking about how Harbingers are hanging out
in this city
with the Hikata.
Here.
Yeah. Want to roll another one of those?
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a little lower, because seriously. Oh, goddamn.
How many?
5.
Okay. So 5 successes?
Yeah.
5 successes. Okay. A little bit of a pain. I'll let you know what I've been doing. I've been taking the margin of the losses.
Yeah.
And adding them.
Tally.
Removing your health levels as you go.
Yeah.
You're actually at 2 health
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay, cool.
You're still handling it.
I'm in there.
It's painful. That one hurt, but you don't feel any weaker to it. It's different now. I hear, I know you don't deal with a lot of the twice made stuff. Like the brought in, embraced stuff. But I hear they actually embraced a kid, not like a child, but they embraced somebody new who's not connected to the families at all. Just someone who could be helpful.
You said there's Harbingers in the city?
A couple. Dude, look, I'm sorry. Every time he calls you dude, there's just this boy, I'll smack you sense in you. But he tries to catch himself every time, but you can tell it's involuntarily. He's like, listen, there were a couple at the dinner party we all went to a few months ago. We were all in the same room together. That morbid affair where they brought out all the food that was shaped like weird... Yeah.
You remember how that all ended out, right?
Yeah.
I think...
do. They brought some anarchs in. The anarchs caused a little bit of trouble. Things were cleaned up. The anarchs fixed the problem. And everything moved on. I understand there's a lot of paperwork on your end to handle with that.
You could say that, because the other way to say how that ended out was missing artifact. What is this? Octuple homicide?
Yeah, but Mora stole a urn.
Yeah, Mora stole a jar. 2 dead cops. And that one has something to do with your buddy Sal, too.
That wasn't the dinner.
That was a week after. 2 dead cops. 2. You know how hard it is to deal with that? They do not like it. They're like wasps. And somebody just went and kicked the nest real hard.
I know.
Twice.
I know.
Now they're everywhere.
He walks over and looks out the door, shuts it back in. That guy, that McCarthy guy,
Yeah.
the reason why he's talking to DeLuca
Yeah.
is because he's setting up some kind of security detail, hiring through Sal.
Well, we could definitely use more muscle in this town. But
I'm just saying, like, Sal's getting involved in this build. And if this Camarilla who's building some phlebotomy, I can't even freaking say that. There's a guy
Phlebotomy.
There's a guy's building this phlebotomy lab, and like the Camarilla's pulling out at the same time. Like dirt not being broken until after the Camarilla already decided they were leaving.
Tell you what. Go with all this. Totally. Do it. Do it. See how it works out. Hang in there. Ride the course. Do it with Sal. But get in good with Sal then.
Yeah.
All right? And if it...
No, that's the whole idea, is getting good with everyone.
Yeah. Just if things go bad, do what the Milliners always do. Just say, yes, boss, and get on with it.
He nods, kind of rolls his eyes at the whole concept of just rolling over and taking it. There's a mix. There's a mix of both, like, boy, this is what we do, but then also pride that he doesn't take crap from anybody at the same time. But he's also really naive, so he hasn't really earned.
They'll figure it out.
Hopefully, if he doesn't get shot.
Nah, well, if he gets shot a few times, that's not going to be enough. So what was... We still got Anna's guy in here. We can't just chuck him out or anything. We need this deal to close.
No, that's... I don't know if he's Anna's guy. I think he was just with Anna.
Well, if he's with Anna, he's with Anna.
Yeah, but I just mean I don't think he works for her.
Who does he work for?
Apparently nobody anymore. Like,
Everybody
seriously,
was somebody.
heavy hitter Camarilla member. Like, everything that I've been able to learn, he was, like, the Primogen until all the elders decided to get up and start going east.
Yeah, that's its own fucking thing.
Yeah, well, it's something that we don't have to worry about. Like, none of us.
Mhm.
None of the Hikata are going.
Not even one?
No,
That's good. At least you don't have to worry about that, Tommy.
apparently not. A lot of people, a lot of younger ones are saying it's because Augustus was axed.
Yeah, maybe it's so. We need this deal to close. For the system, though. I just wish I had an angle on this Anna character.
You want to roll another one? Every little bit is getting to you right now.
Every little bit helps. 3.
Okay. You buzz it, the door opens, and that redhead sticks his head in. You want to solidify the deal with Anaroma? He was listening in the whole time. You don't look so good.
Hi. Have we met?
No. No, we haven't met. He's got a little bit of a Scottish accent that I, out of character, suck at doing. So.
He's got a little bit of a Scottish... No, I'm not. I shouldn't even. Alright. Well, Paul Milliner.
He walks over and he goes to shake your hand. But he grabs
And this is about where I'll collapse.
I'm not actually going to throw myself out of the view of the camera,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, you collapse. He goes to grab you, but he grabs your wrist. And you hear a lot of commotion. Some yelling. Tommy freaking the hell out. You hear a Scottish broke. Oh, Jesus Christ. And you hear John and Moses going back and forth. Should we call an ambulance? But everything's getting muffled. It's really hard to actually hear anything that's going on. You're really glad you got that will in your safe. But any of these idiots going to remember the combination to your safe?
Oh, fuck.
It's a good chance that Tommy, he's good. He's good with numbers. He knows what he's doing.
It'll be all right. It's not my problem anymore.
Everything's going to kind of black out. When you come to, you're comfortable. You're in your bed, in your room, in your apartment, right across the street from work.
Ah, Jesus.
You've got a interesting little setup going on around you as Tommy's sitting next to you in a chair next to your bed. John and Moses are on the balcony. You can barely hear them talking. They're on phones, frantically talking about something. You okay?
Oh, Jesus. What?
You had a heart attack.
Bullshit.
No, you had a heart attack. You're gonna have another one. That no, you had a heart attack was Tommy. But and you're gonna have another one was not. You realize that the voices are becoming a little bit more clear, and there's a auburn hair, cheap suit, standing at the foot of your bed, arms crossed, silhouette catching him. It's DeLuca. I'd say in about a day. At least that's what I can see for you.
All right. Nothing ever goes clean on the first try.
You're too damn stubborn to die the first time.
Tommy, you need the combination to this safe.
Or we need to fix this.
There's no fixing. Come
There's lots of fixing.
on. I'm 73 goddamn years old.
Uh-huh. And?
And it's my time. So, it's a simple 6 dial. But
You're going to notice the shadows in the room while you're talking. You don't have to stop talking to them, but you will notice that the
Tommy, come closer.
shadows in the room are
First one.
forming claws around the area. Everything seems so much more menacing. Like there's something specifically out to get you. And I do need you to throw me a intelligence plus. Give me an intelligence plus awareness.
Oh, okay. Give me a modified Tony check.
Yeah. This is something that you've heard
Oh, okay.
recently.
Okay.
Still a little fresh in your mind.
1.
1. This friggin' guy. This Daviga, who always seemed to be somebody who had very serious impulse control issues. There's a debate, and that's the only reason you're really remembering it, is because you were stuck at a table a couple months ago, right next to another table that was debating whether or not a trick that's been floating around the Hecata sees what's going to happen to people or causes what happens to people. You remember the words fatal precognition? Where it always tells you how a person's going to die. And you don't know, neither do the people who were arguing, whether or not that was them setting up the dominoes or just noticing them. But once somebody notices and tries to stop it from happening, death hunts them down and will not leave them alone until they are gone.
Fun.
And the way he's talking about it,
Yeah. And the last dial is 14.
We need one more. Stamina plus composure.
Dude, it's a crit.
Wow.
I wish I could roll this well when I wasn't
Right?
busy trying
Where
to
you-
shovel off the fucking coin.
You're trying not to die. It makes sense.
No, not.
You can feel it. You can feel it tighten around your heart a lot. The lights are flickering. It starts raining. Moses and John run inside, cursing up a storm because they're getting soaked. And Tommy's just sitting there staring at you, acting like he doesn't comprehend natural death.
Tommy, I want you to get in that safe. First thing after I'm out of here. I've been working for this family since I was your age. The one thing that I want back is I don't want them fucking with me after I'm gone. I want to be left alone, not dragged around on errands and watching people's privies.
Daviga, you know there's only one way to make sure they can't mess with you afterwards.
Do I need to make another check here?
Yeah, you do. Tommy looks freaked out about the whole concept.
Oh, well, there's one.
One success?
One.
The mentioning of that sends you over the edge. There's another one.
Ah! I'm not going to overreact to more than that, I don't think.
Yeah, it's fine. You can hear the commotion around you. You don't get a floating over your body sensation that everybody talks about. You don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. You don't know how much time passes.
Can you see a dark at the end of the tunnel, or does that just look like darkness?
You don't know how much time passes, but eventually you do have this taste in your mouth. And a warmth that goes from your heart. But you can feel it beat for a moment, spreads throughout your extremities. Your arms, your legs, they start getting feeling again. Not the same feeling, but close enough. To the point where if people didn't recently have the normal feeling, they probably wouldn't notice that it's different. But it is definitely different.
What the hell now?
You're uncomfortable. You're not laying in your bed. You're laying on a slab.
Where the hell am I?
You're on a concrete slab or stone slab in a musty smelling room where you swear you can see roots coming out of the ceiling, brickwork, interesting stained glass windows. You're in a mausoleum, like an old one. And Tommy is the only one in the room with you. He looks panicked and relieved at the same time. The only time that you remember him looking like this was when he was 16 years old and he stole his father's car. He called you to come pick him up, and that look on his face when he saw you getting out of your car, that relieved that you're here, but also panicked on what you're going to do.
What the hell?
Well, welcome back.
Where the hell are we, Tommy?
One of the crypts in that cemetery by the river. You still got that taste in your mouth. It's not a bad taste.
Tommy, what's going on?
I couldn't let you go yet.
What did you do, Tommy?
DeLuca said that if you went, you'd just be working for everybody. Like forever. Like it wouldn't stop. So I took you out of the loop on that one.
Tommy, what did you do?
I made you.
Jesus Christ, Tommy, the one thing I fucking didn't want to get him.
I thought you didn't want to, like, be Casper the...
I'm coming at him with my fucking penny loafer.
He is ducking around the slab that you were on. He's, like, avoiding you as much as possible. If you want to throw a test,
damn
you
it,
can.
Tommy.
It's gonna be dexterity plus melee.
God.
He's just actively avoiding being hit by a shoe.
That's 2. Abuela!
Ow! Stop it!
God
Those things hurt.
Damn it, Tommy!
I thought
I'm gonna be working forever
I
now.
thought you didn't want to be like Casper, the friendly accountant.
Fuck. Fuck me.
He's just staring at you, looking.
Does anybody know?
No. No. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Okay.
Except for Moses and John. I waited until after DeLuca left. He starts
Why
running,
would you
starts running
put
around the thing again. They had to help me. You're friggin' heavy. Dead weight.
Moses and John. Who else?
That's it. I waited until DeLuca left. That's it.
Okay. We can still fix this. Yeah. Book of Magic.
What?
All right.
You pull out a book of matches?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I had it. Nobody else knows besides those two.
All right. What do you want me to tell everybody? How do you want me to handle this then? It's not like I have a body to work with.
I need you to bring me a gallon of gasoline, and then I need you to leave.
No!
And then I need you to go to those two, and make sure they don't talk. You didn't get permission even.
You're not flaming yourself.
Tommy, it's me or you.
No.
Or both.
No. Look, I got a favor I can pull. I can get permission.
Then you better make a call fast.
Well, I can do that. They let that creep crow embrace. I'm sure that I can be fine here.
Get on the phone, but don't say anything for sure
All right.
until you've already got that.
Yeah.
It's serious. I've seen what can happen if you don't get permission.
Yeah,
first.
in the cam.
Who's running the town right now?
That doesn't matter. We are off the books per the Camarilla.
Yes, and Augustus is still gone. Just keep it under your hat until you've got
All right.
clearance.
Yeah, no, I'll get permission.
Okay.
I'll do it right now.
Right now.
He pulls his cell phone out. It's the top model, newest model. And
I understand.
he
There's buttons on those fucking things.
pushes a couple buttons. Too few for an actual phone number. And you can hear the phone ringing. And you can hear a raspy male voice on the other end. Can't really make out what they're saying. Tommy says, "Hey, I was wondering, what would it take for me to cash in that favor?" Well, what I was thinking was, all right, so, you know my grandfather? Yeah, he's getting up there in years. And, well, I'm just afraid he's going to end up keeling over at work one day because he works too hard. Yeah. Yeah, me. What do you mean interesting? What do you mean a coin toss? Uh-huh. Well, I'd want some time. I don't know, a few days. Teach him the ropes. If it works. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, you're just being weird. Fine. Fine. No, you talk to her. Yeah. Fine. Alright, yeah, whatever. Cool. Alright, bye. He hangs up. Okay, so no harm, no foul. No slap wrists. No anything, because apparently they don't know how reliable me making another one is going to be.
You want to elaborate on that a little?
Okay, so what... Okay, I was talking to this guy that I know named Black. Not Sonny. Not Sonny. Martin. I was talking to this guy named Martin Luther Black.
Martin.
He's curious on things. He likes to experiment on stuff. And apparently he keeps like a genealogy report on all of us. Alright? And one of the things that he was talking about is how many generations I am away from like some Cappadocious thing. Some like the first Hecata, the first Giovanni. Like Augustus, but like Augustus's sire. And apparently I'm supposed to be so far away that it's a coin toss on whether or not you're actually going to get embraced. He said that most of the time they just die. You didn't. You're up and moving around. But he said that he'd be interested in seeing. And not only do I have leeway, but he's got some favors he can pull too, because he'd be interested in seeing how this works.
Okay. The point is, it's okayed.
Yeah, I'm not going to get in trouble.
That's good. Because you remember that time you stole the car?
Yes, I remember the time I stole the car.
Yeah, if you'd just asked.
You would have said no.
And you wouldn't have been in.
I understand that I wouldn't have gotten my ass whooped. I do understand that.
Okay. Now, that said, I don't know that it did work.
What do you mean? Checks your pulse. You've got one.
Yeah.
That's freaking him out. Okay. All right.
It was nice and steady.
All right.
Were you sure I was dead? Maybe I'm just a ghoul now.
Not with how much I took out of you. You were dead. You were all the way dead.
Couldn't leave well enough alone, huh? Fuck.
He opens the metal gate to this place, and
So was this supposed to be mine? Or is this just kind of...
kind of felt right. Maybe been hanging out with Black too much, Martin.
It's nice.
He goes.
Must have been expensive.
He goes to the trunk. That's old. The thing is, you're sitting in this thing. Yeah, it's probably the heavy family. You actually do see.
I like it. You did good.
You actually do see the Giovanni family name and crest on it in various places. And he walks out to the car, opens the trunk, and he opens a cooler that's inside, and pulls out a blood bag. Want to give it a shot? I mean,
it's not actually the first time I've tried it.
Really?
It doesn't do a damn thing, but everybody talks so much about this flavor, this flavor, that. You can't tell a damn bit of difference.
Yeah. There's part of you that really wants what's in that bag. Yeah, no, it worked, kinda.
Is that him saying, or is that the ST?
Yeah, no, he says it. He's looking at you. He looks a little off. You feel extended fangs, but they're blunt. They're not breaking through that bag, let alone a person's neck, without extreme force.
Oh, hell.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, hold
Oh, God.
Go look at the statues or something. Guys.
He throws another bag on the slab that you just got off of, and he walks out towards the car. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Yeah. It's a white tie. I'm not gonna.
In your feet. And that was last Tuesday. And that's where we're stopping.
Okay.